Hi, I'm Michelle Rodgers, and I'm the past chair of the Extension Committee on Organization and Policy, or ECOP, and the Associate Dean and Director of Cooperative Extension at the University of Delaware. And I'm excited today to bring you an update on our partnership work with Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. We've been in the development of this for the past year, and we've had 2 planning grants by the foundation that we've been working on as we work to build a culture of health. The Robert Wood Johnson Foundation's vision is that we build a culture of health that improves the health and well-being and equity of individuals and families in our communities nationwide. This really aligns very well with our Cooperative Extension strategic framework for health and well-being. It's important to share that the Foundation's leaders see Cooperative Extension as a system, as one of the Foundation's networks that can drive systematic changes across the country, and that's what they're very interested in investing in. The essence of this partnership is grounded in our National Health and Wellness Framework that was created by the ECOP Health Task Force a number of years ago, and with the goal of increasing the number of Americans who are healthy at every stage of life. So this is a long-term partnership for Cooperative Extension that we're entering into, and our ideas and our missions very much align with that of Robert Wood Johnson. Currently, there are 3 different phases for the implementation of this vision with Robert Wood Johnson. I want to bring you up to date with where we are. We're currently in the startup phase of this, and our goal right now is to design our system approach and create our tools and training pathways for the actual launch of this, and developing a support structure and model that we would work in. That's the work we're doing, with the actual response for the proposal due in March 1st of 2017. Later, we look at a 10-year launch period where we're building infrastructure, tools, and training for our system nationwide, and scaling this up to have health councils across the country in many communities. And long-term, our goal is to sustain this with trained youth and volunteers and professionals and coalitions and collaborations that are working in each of the communities that are making a difference there. In September, at the National Extension Directors Association meeting, I asked for their directors' input about where they are with their state's interest in the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Culture of Health grant, and where they'd like to be involved. We had a tremendous response from that. We had 72% interested that they'd like to be in the first wave of this as we roll this out right from the get-go. We had 58 responses, or 72%, say they'd like to be in the front end of this. And others who indicated they'd be ready in ensuing years after that. And we also had a great response of states that said they're willing to help us pilot test our readiness assessment tools that we would use as we're in this startup phase. So where we are right now is that the partnership with Robert Wood Johnson has been evolving day to day, week to week, and month to month as we move forward to this. And there's a number of factors that have influenced this work as we go forward. Of no surprise would be the fact that when we were making decisions about the next stage of submitting this next grant, we were in a national election process and not sure at the time we were making these decisions about what the outcome of that would be and what the implications of that would be for Robert Wood Johnson. And just as well, Robert Wood Johnson is also having a change in their leadership, with their CEO is leaving the foundation, and they're looking at new leadership for there. So the vision remains for the culture of health, and the foundation's commitment is there to working with us. But the bottom line is that the final outcome of decision-making right before the election this year was that Robert Wood Johnson Foundation is ready and has invited us and is willing to accept a proposal not to exceed $5 million from the National 4-H Council, who is serving as our connection in all this, and Cooperative Extension. And as I said, our proposal is due in the first thing in March of 2017. So we are currently very much in the final efforts of putting together that proposal and the thoughts with that. The Wave 1, which will be the first proposal that we're doing at around $5 million, focuses on having a culture of health expertise builders. This would be all of our land-grant universities having some impact from that, and also our pilot testers, which would be 3 to 5 land-grant universities that will be chosen to be part of this initial effort. we are designing the grant in a way that all land-grant universities can be involved in this first wave, largely through the professional development and the readiness tools that we're developing for each of the land grants. Meanwhile, we will have 3 to 5 states who are pilot testing the model that we've designed during this startup phase, and who will be implementing programs in at least 3 communities within their land-grant universities stakeholders, and seeing that we can develop a model, a pilot that shows that we have results. And then we hope to, at the end of about the halfway point of that 2-year time frame, begin the work of developing the next proposal that will be for additional funding and allow us to scale up for a long-term partnership that we would continue to scale up to include more land-grant universities in the actual implementation phase each year. This 10-year launch phase shows that we're talking about now we've reduced that to 3 to 5 land-grant universities are piloting. We hope that will increase the number of communities as we go through each of these years. And we're not making the assumption that every state and university will be involved or see this as their priority, but we hope that many will, and will have a system-wide approach. So these are the plans for the launch of this. The next stages of this will be a webinar that will be conducted early this mid-spring. I don't have a date yet to announce on that, but we'll have a webinar that will be open to all states who are interested in applying to be part of the pilot stage, and that will give you information about how the states can apply for that. And we will have that application process announced through a webinar and multiple sources, so you'll know about that webinar. And then following that, there actually will be an RFP that National Council will manage for us, and each of the states that are interested will submit their application. Following that, there will be a smaller set of states that will then be selected to go through an organizational assessment piece. So we are looking at an actual time of summer until we'd actually have the funds and be in a position to begin thinking about implementation. So the very next thing we hope to come out to you with is information about the application process and a little bit more about the goals and outcomes for the grant proposal that's being drafted, so you have an idea of what will be requested as a part of the pilot phase of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. I hope that brings you an update and keeps you excited about the RFP that will be out soon, and it's something that you can share and be a part of. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or give me a call, and I'll be happy to provide information. Thank you very much.
I thought that I stopped sharing my screen and then recording about, oh cool. That big tape program is a new updated thing. I have to pause and run the meeting here, so I gotta go now. All right. So I think we got it there. And then if there were any other meeting cancellations for that series, make sure we got them pulled off.